everybody. We are back in the trap. It's Steeltoes to Stilettos. I'm still excited because I'm still on that New Year's energy 2026 because I know God got something good in store for me this year. So I'm still riding that wave. You feel me? I got an exciting show for you today. I got none other than the youngin', like, hold on, pause. Because this dude just told me he got kids that's almost my age. I did not know this man was this grown out here, right? But we got an exciting show for you guys today. I got Mr. Gun Love. So I know you little Gundi.
Junior. The second.
The second. Give it up for y'all. We got Gundi Jr. the second in the studio, y'all. We got an exciting show for you today. So I wanted to get him here because as you see, I'm like, you gonna be the second, the what, the third? Like, what do you go by, right? And that just prompts me to want to get to know more about what you have going on. And that's exactly why we have him in the studio today. Because like I told you, when you come on this couch, it's about real stories with real people. And we're gonna get into it. And, you know, he approached me one day and he was like, I don't want to do what you do. And I'm like, what I do? Like, what you mean? Like, what you want, model? You want to put that shirt on? You want to get in front of the camera? You want to do some photo shoots? He was like, nah, he got his own movement. He got his own Rebuild Your Life. Now, it's not Rebuild Your Life, but he has his own thing going on. And I was truly impressed. And I'm always impressed by the younger generation, like people who are younger than me. Like, they always inspire me. So I'm always looking to, make a seat, make a opportunity, a space available, for them. But like I was telling him, there's so much about you that I feel like I don't know. Not that I should know his business, but this young man got a lot of things going on. So we're going to hear all about it today. Welcome to Steeltoes to Stilettos.
Thank you for having me, for sure.
So let's establish, let's establish your roles. Let's just start there. Let's establish your roles.
My roles?
Your roles. Because we already know, first of all, we already know you're well known in the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You the bro. You got influence. You got impact. But that's from my perspective.
From my perspective, I'm a dad first. That's like you said, I keep my sons with me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm a dad. I'm a man. You know what I mean? Like you said, big bro and little bro all at the same time. Family man, community man, you know what I mean? Culture, architect, scholar.
Architect?
Former street nigga. So, community cultural architect, that's something I wanted to talk to you about, something I created. You know what I mean? Basically, taking all the influence and all the things I've done over the years, and instead of just being like a promoter or a rapper or the guy that throw the parties. Or,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's basically like using the influence and architect and basically creating or curating, building, or any of those kind of words. And basically putting something together from nothing, you know what I mean? Building something from nothing. So that's who I am. That's what I do.
I like that. I like that. And see, that's one of the good things about when you got, millennials around you. They kind of teach you stuff. You know what I mean? They teach you and they show you things. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to keep people, the right people, around you. So you just named, some of your roles. So walk us through some of the lanes that you have been through and some of those roles that are like most impactful for you.
Most impactful, I would say, again, having kids at a young age.
Being a dad.
I started off trying to go to college. I ain't gonna say trying to go. I was in college. I went to Dell State for 3 years, and I abruptly had to leave. You know what I mean? The support, my mom was holding it down for the most part, but you know what I mean? It was taking a toll on her. She basically told me like, you gotta come make a move. You gotta come home.
Really?
Youngin' ain't had no Pampers. You know what I mean? And I was on my way to a homecoming event, and she like, you trying to go party, but.
Are you talking about your mom or your children's
mom? My mom called me.
Your mom was okay.
Yeah, she was taking care of my oldest son. They 2 months apart.
Oh, okay, your mom was taking care of your kid.
Yeah, she was holding down while I was in college.
Okay.
You feel me? So one day she called me like, yo, you ready to go to a party? you gotta get your son some Pampers. Like,
You got your priorities
your
messed up.
priorities ain't right, and it hit me in my chest. You feel me? And from the college boy, I went straight to what was familiar. I had never sold a drugs, did anything like that. I went straight to 23rd Street.
Right.
And
Wrong.
I got a pack and basically got some Pampers for my kid. You
Right.
feel me? Like,
Right. That was the easy thing to do.
That
right?
was just like
that was the
immediately
easiest,
fast
quickest
money.
thing to do. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the smartest decision,
Right.
but that was a decision that I made. You feel me? After avoiding it for all that time and not having to go through it, once Mom Deuce put that fire up under me, it was like my pride hit me for real.
Yeah.
So that was like a shaking moment for me, but we ain't had to have that conversation again, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yep.
I had to make sure I stepped it up, and then some years went past and got into a relationship. Been in a relationship for a few years, and then out of nowhere, I get a call that I got another son that I hadn't been taking care of, and I really ain't know too much that he was mine. So I met my other son when he was 5. You know what I mean? So, and ever since then, we all been locked in, like one band, one sound type stuff. So those are some of the moments that really like shifted me and made me man up.
Do you think if you didn't become a son at an early age, do you think you still would have did the same path or taken the same route?
Nah,
Probably would have stayed in college first and
nah,
foremost. You wouldn't have
yeah.
to come home from college.
Yeah, nah. I think being a dad made me mature because I feel like I was always mature, but I still had a lot of the wrong stuff that I was doing that I
Got
thought
you.
was lit.
Making wrong decisions.
Right. Like I feel like I take a lot of accountability for making corny stuff cool. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the stuff that I thought was lit as a young boy, as I grow up, it's like, yo, I don't want my kids to do the same stuff that I did.
Right.
So I try to lead by example in that
Right.
way.
Right.
Where they don't even have to see certain things. I don't make certain things look cool. You know what I mean? And make sure that I'm having those raw conversations with them so that they know.
They
And not just
understand.
them, their friends. You know what I mean? My nephews, little cousins, young boys in the hood. You know what I mean? Like I ended up going back into the school system and becoming a substitute teacher and a behavior interventionist and all that.
Yep.
And just giving them my raw story. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's something that I actually like push for a lot, like mentoring and coaching and stuff like that.
Okay, so you named dad number one. Give me another lane that you've been in. We just got finished listening to a couple songs off of one of your CDs, and I know you have a couple other things that you created.
Yeah, we could start with music. You know what I mean? Music is like,
What's your second passion after being a dad? What's second after that?
that is it.
Music.
Yeah, for
Really?
sure. For sure. For sure.
I know you be dancing. I see you bumping
For sure.
and dancing and doing
Yeah,
your
so like
two-step.
that's something that's like
You always got
that's
the good
throwback.
vibes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like coming from where I come from, dancing, that's black culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in Wilmington, that's really like what we did growing up. Like we went to if you wasn't at the parties, you couldn't be on social media and be lit on Instagram. You had to be lit in real life.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you ain't go skating, somebody taking your girl. You know what I mean? So music was like my outlet. You know what I mean? Me and my boys started off Keith and Q. We beating on the desk with the microphone hooked up to the table, and we got the song "Throw It Back, Baby," and it's going crazy throughout the city. You know what I mean? And that was like the spark. Like that was just something we did as a hobby.
Now, what year was this?
This was probably like 2005.
2005.
Yeah, like freshman year of high school, maybe.
I was like 30 something,
Yeah.
like 32.
Yeah, I was a jit. I was like there.
You say he was a
Yeah,
jit.
you feel me? Like straight up. But like music was like the outlet. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I can go in there.
Yes.
Once we finally got to a real studio and I left from being with my boys, I got comfortable with recording and then like having a one-on-one with the engineer and not going in there with your friends. It became like a therapy.
Okay.
You feel me? Like an outlet. I can go in there and cry, scream, shout, tell a story, and then say, yo, delete it.
Have you ever went in there and cried?
For sure.
About what?
My boys getting killed. I lost a lot of friends. Being broke. Just reminiscing on the past. I probably cried twice, but it was a lot. For one time I can remember, I went to the studio at like, it was like 4:00 in the morning, and the engineer just so happened to be like still in there working overnight, working on beats, and I'm like, yo, you there? He like, yeah. I'm like, I'm pulling up. I went in there talking to him. He turned on the beat, and I just
Let
went
it
in
go.
there and just talked. Yeah, and I'm like, yo, you get all of that? He's like, I got most of it, but I ain't get the beginning. You know what I mean? Like the most rawest part of when I was going in. He's like, I ain't get the beginning. So like, I was cool with him not capturing it because the stuff that I was saying, it was like, I'm glad he didn't catch it.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
I wouldn't even put that out. I wouldn't
Right.
want nobody to hear it. But at the same time, it's like, that's like a safe space for me. I go in
The
there,
studio,
take my shoes off, you know what I mean, relax. Sometimes I write, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I put it in my phone. But that's just like an outlet. So I use that as an outlet for others, you know what I mean? Bringing them to the studio. If I'm building a bond with a young boy or something like that, and he going
Okay.
through some things, I bring him in the studio. Like,
I like
go ahead,
that.
you know what I mean?
That's how I use, RAND Role Model Society for people who don't know.
Yeah.
I had the modeling program for girls, you know what I mean? But I used the modeling and the makeup and the runway and the photo shoots to get them there. But once I got them there, then, that's when the real work started. So I like that.
You gotta remember, we was in them fashion shows. You was like the OG. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like,
Yup,
if you
yup.
remember, like, so I like to talk about like the history of women's, and like I love it.
Let
you
'em
feel me?
know.
So like, I remember when you was doing, making sure the girls was right behind the scenes while we
Yup.
was doing the fashion show for Chi. You get what I'm saying? And we was walking, and he's teaching us how to walk, and my boy's like, man, we ain't doing that. And then I'm doing it, and I'm like, nah, we good. She like, yo, y'all gonna make it thorough. You feel me?
Yup.
So like, we was 10, 20 deep. He like, yo, y'all get to see the girls. Like, y'all get to be around them. So we like, man, come on, we going to the fashion show. Like, we gonna do it. We gonna be in it.
Yeah.
And that was like an avenue. And I remember you was in there, like, you would be like the headliner. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just having those like outlets and memories from back in the day, it's kind of like,
They definitely mean something.
Yeah,
They
for
definitely mean
sure.
something. They mean something then, but then when you look at it in hindsight, it's like, wow, yup. Yup, that's what, it makes you, you know what I mean, more intentional, you know what I'm saying? It makes you more intentional about your movements,
for sure.
now and
You never know
currently.
who
And then,
watching.
yes, and then, what you having boys and kids, and then it makes you just look at everything. Everything just becomes serious after a certain point. It's like all fun and games and jokes aside, all that is over. So tell us what people have seen and what people have missed, because like I said, I think it's a lot of pieces too that we don't know. You know what I'm saying?
So like, growing up, I was young and flashy. I was like very like bold, very frontline. Y'all gonna see us, y'all gonna know us, and it's always been unity. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, we growing up, we was the North Side boys. I didn't want to rep one particular block. I never wanted to be boxed
Right.
into having old heads or none of that. So it was like, yo, we not repping 22nd, yo. We repping North Side.
whole
we
North
can,
Side.
We can go on Vander Ave. We could go to the PAL. We can go to 30th. You know what I mean? So like, I grew up Browns Boys and Girls Club. That was like something that actually
Another
molded
safe haven.
who I am. You know what I mean? You gotta learn how to fight. You know what I mean? You gotta learn how to ball. Take your spot, nigga. Take your ball. You ain't getting back on the court. So like, a lot of these different, I say times in my life, they molded me to who I am today, and the lessons that I give back out. You know what I mean? So like, the stuff people don't really know about me is like, I read a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I write a lot on my own. I might just ride down the street and not listening to nothing but the turn signal and the windshield wipers. You get what I'm saying? But the older I got, you know what I mean, a couple of things took place that made me kind of like back away from wanting to be in the spotlight. You know what I mean? People used to, when we was growing up, we fought a lot. You know what I mean? It wasn't all that gunplay, stuff like that. So, but when we would fight, they'd say Gundi and them was fighting. And I might not even have been there, but I was like, because my name was so like always the one that people said, you know what I mean? They might say such and such and them and such and them, but most of the time it was saying like, yo, Gundi and them, the North Side boys, or, you know what I mean? I was grouped in with
The whole
whatever it took place, even if I had something to do with it.
The whole population.
Didn't have to, it was
you
like,
could have been home, but if
a
something
couple
happened,
times I was home.
that's what that unity got you.
Yeah, so when I was a young boy.
When you was a young boy.
Yeah, when I was a young boy.
So what lesson did you learn in that? You know what I mean? Like, okay, unity is all good. We love unity. We need to unite. We need to come together. But, listening to you speak about, what do people know what do they know about you? And the first thing you said was unity. I'm a unity person. I want everybody to come together. I want love. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be beefing. I want all of us to be on one accord, one band, one sound, right?
Right.
You said when you was a young boy.
Right. So
Now that you older,
now,
what is it now?
now I just lead with love. It's still unity. It never changed. It's just none is with or without. You feel me? I was forcing it. I was like, yo, come on, y'all. Like, if it wasn't with the play, I'm trying to show people and explain to people and be virile. Like, bro, we gonna do it. We gonna be this. And it's like everybody intention wasn't what mine's was.
Right.
Some people had ulterior motives. So now when I meet somebody, I tell them, just lead with your motive. You know what I mean? Like, everybody coming around for something. Like I told you, like, yo, I want to be on your podcast, but I want to do a podcast as well. I was up front with that. You know what I mean? Some people would come and steal the shine and learn the setting and then take your whole sauce and then never give you any credit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's how it goes
I've been
sometimes.
getting that from my since a
Day
jet.
one.
You feel me? So I give out that credit every time and lead with my motives.
So with that being said, what you saying, you've been dealing with that type of energy, you know what I mean? People come around you, they act like, you know what I mean, they for you, but the whole time they try and copy your style, steal your swag, and then you see them next and they look just like you know what I'm saying? They then duplicated your whole thing. And you said you learned that as a...
That was more so like in my... I put it like this. I ain't paid no mind as a young boy.
You ain't even realize it.
I wanted everybody to look alike. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, a big situation took place when we was at skating, and it was like, yo, we gonna all wear white tees next week. Tell everybody. And then it was like, I was with that kind of stuff. But then the other side of town, like, we wearing black tees. That became a brawl.
The life lesson in it, though. The life lesson and just... Because we really can't control it. You know what I'm saying? We really can't control those type... And those type of things will have us hot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They'll have us hot.
Right.
But then, you got to sit back and be like, okay, well, hold on. Let me step outside of this. You know what I mean? I can look at this in a couple ways. I can look at it as, admirable, inspiration. They like what I got going on, you know what I'm saying? Or I could just look at it like, man, this Joker, this fucker, he didn't copy my joint. But it's like life lessons, you know what I'm saying? It turns into like life lessons and then to like survival skills, you know what I'm saying? Because we can't control it. We can't control that, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you out there and people like what you got going on. You know what I mean? If you of influence or you doing something of impact or,
So
people gonna be looking at you, watching, like, okay, I want to do that now. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this too.
So based off of all those things, I had to put them all together. I had to take a break, basically. I had to take a setback. In 2020, I say that was like, as an adult, you know what I mean? My friends started killing each other, straight up. And I realized the role that I was playing in that was, right before that, I was big homie, you know what I mean? And that kind of was like, that wasn't something that I was used to. You know what I'm saying? Like, being in the streets and being a college boy my whole life, or not even say the college boy, I was too political for the streets, you know what I'm saying? But too street for politics. I never really fit in either one of those realms. Like how you saying, like, I never really knew that about you, or you always see me as like little Gundi. So I was private in certain areas, but loud in other areas. So some rooms I never fit in. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I told somebody, I'm like, yeah, we got a gun that's gonna come on, whoop de whoop. They're like, oh yeah, Gundi is good, he's smart, you know what I mean? He's a smart dude, whoop de whoop de whoop. And I'm like, yeah, he got some good stuff. He got some good stuff going on. But did you have a hard time, like, trying to find your place, but, knowing that, like, I'm really too smart to be in the streets, but I'm too streets to be in this political side. Like, I don't fit over here, and I know this ain't really for me.
That's where Without Mindset came in. That's where Without the label, my brand. You feel me? That's where I created that. So after my friends started to go left and make their own decisions, I decided to back away from everybody. I wasn't going to pick a side. You know what I mean? I knew the unity had been broken, the loyalty had been broken. So I stood on my own too and made it like, I'm just going to go all in on me. My whole foundation, you know what I mean? Making sure people who already know I'm solid, I'm going to just make that bigger, I guess, amplify it, you know what I mean? Reposition myself and be solid on my own. Like, it took me years to get out of that little Gundi phase, You know what I mean? But it's still gonna always be respecting my dad because that's the OG. You feel me? But wanting to create my own name, my own path, and my own legacy. That's where With It Without came in. You know what I'm saying? I shifted the mindset.
You feel like you was under your parents' shadow for a while?
Still,
Still now?
yeah, still.
How you feel about that?
It's a gift and a curse.
Yeah,
It depend on who asking and
Right,
what they
right,
asking
right,
for.
right,
You know
right,
what I mean? Like
right.
some stuff, like my dad say junior, say you the second. You know what I mean? Like when you said it, it's like, yo, nah, make sure you tell them it's a difference. So I've been doing that since he been telling me that forever. I really just started doing it though, and embracing that junior or that second because I thought it was corny growing up. So you know what I mean. But yeah, that's it. Just wanting my own individuality. That's where With It Without mindset came in. You know what I mean? Honor, loyalty, being genuine, being rooted. You know what I mean? Just being myself.
So what type of things take place in with or without mindset? I know you got the label, but what else takes
So
place?
first, just establishing that over the years, I basically realized that we got something I call poverty addiction. And basically, like, no matter how good you get, some people are addicted to poverty. You know what I mean? You might get a lot of money and do all knucklehead hood stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I coined the term, you know what I mean? I wanna make it broad and do TED Talks about it and you know what I mean, just make sure people understand it worldwide along with the without mindset because it was times when and still to this day I get like little triggers and stuff, but I was running the 23rd Fort Juice. I can go to the Getty, I can go over East Side, I can go to Dash Inn or any of them kind of places, but it was something like I just had to ride down this block and I just had to see who was out there and what they was doing. It was like the FOMO, like I was fear of missing out on something. So I realized that the last couple of years I've been dealing with people who, since I don't be in the streets no more, I'm not into that, I've been getting the people who are affected sent to rehab. And what I'm noticing is they kind of be scared to go to rehab. They be scared to change their life because once they get clean, they don't really have an outlet to where they going to go once they do get done. And to be surrounded by that same cousin who you know is your best friend or your cousin that you really love and they do what you know you trying to get away from, it's like, how do you keep that relationship or cut it off? You know what I mean? So it's just...
That's what I'm saying. So you helping people get clean, sending people to rehab?
Yeah, for sure. That's I gotta shout out the Network Connect. They told me community well-being. You know what I mean? They gave me an opportunity to service the community.
You work with Network Connect?
I did in the past.
In the past, okay.
Yeah, so
all
now
right.
that's they're like a community partner of mine.
Got
now.
you.
So
Got
I
you.
worked with them and they taught me like skills for psychological recovery. And I just been running with it ever since. You know what I mean? They taught me like how to, instead of being just so hood with the conversation with the people, I was giving them the skills and the tools to shift. You know what I mean? So just having that background education and them certificates that they armored me with basically made me where I'm not just talking. You know what I mean? And then being able to provide resources was more like I'm not just out here on the block. Yeah. When the police ride by and they see me, they know I'm not serving these J's nothing. You feel me? They know like, yo, he doing something different.
And then when you out there talking, you can also help them. You're not just out there talking, and then can't provide them with no type of results or answers to help them solve their problems. That's another thing. That's one thing I don't like about the town hall meetings and all these people want to keep getting together talking and what are we going to do?
For sure.
Where's the action at?
For sure. That's why I came up with the game exchange.
What is the action at? So we're going to get to the game exchange. But tell me something because, I didn't know that you was that heavy in the streets. That's something else that I didn't know. I didn't know that you were,
not
what I'm
no
saying?
more.
Not no more. I didn't know that you were, you know what I mean? I didn't know that, like, you really, like, came up out of that, you know what I mean? I didn't know that you were, like, in it and made a real life transition. I probably wouldn't know that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was something I never really glorified. I wasn't allowed. Like I said, my mom is Karen and my dad is Gundi. Yeah, so it was something that I wasn't really...
And it's probably how you moved, too, you know what I'm saying? It's probably how you moved also, you know what I mean? Because it's not like, I don't know how I would know, you know what I'm saying? How would I know what you're doing? You know, we're not in the same age bracket. We don't have really the same peers. I'm almost your parents. Me and your parents is almost kind of like the same age. But tell me, with you transitioning, from the street life, just turning your whole life around, what was something that the streets taught you that school didn't?
Okay, I feel like we kind of like touched on it, but trust is a luxury. And And school taught me that you could learn it from a book, but life and being in the streets is some stuff you have to go through. Some stuff you cannot avoid. You know what I mean? Like in school, I got put out in high school, I got put out my freshman year at Howard for undermining authority. You get what I'm saying? In the streets, that'll get you killed. Straight up. Like trying to play with somebody or fast talk and manipulate somebody and finesse them out of a situation. That's like something that'll get, something can happen to you for doing that outside. In school, it's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to use the bathroom and really I'm going to lunch. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't be spinning people and lying to them outside in the streets. You got to keep it real because everything can come back and everybody know everybody and everybody talk.
Real survival skill right there.
You feel me?
A
So,
real
like,
survival
yeah.
skill. A real survival skill. Okay, so let's get into, and this is what I'm excited about. Like, this is the heart of the episode right here, y'all. This is the heart of the episode with Gundi Jr. The game exchange. What is this group for and what is it about?
So basically, I've been in a situation where, like I said, school can't teach you everything and everybody don't learn the same. So I've been around my dad for a long time and there's some skills that he got that I don't have. And it's some stuff that he might just not know how to teach me. You get what I'm saying? So he be like, yo, you see what I'm doing? Like, you ain't picking up what I'm putting down? And it's like, nah, I ain't picking it up. And then I might be trying to teach my kids something. And it's like, you see this? Like, yo, look, this is how you do it. Come here. Hold it like this. Move like this. All right. This is how you sweep.
Hands
This
on.
is how you do the dishes.
Literally
No, you
hands
do
on.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people really need help with filling out a job application. And they might really just know how to do it, but just get computer anxiety or something like that.
I'm glad you said that. Let's pause right there. And this is to the parents. This goes out to the parents. And I went through this myself. And you just said it again. When my son was younger, when he was probably like 17, 18 years old, maybe even a little bit younger than that. He told my stepdad, like, she want me to do this stuff, but I don't know how. She keep telling me to do this, that. She keep hollering at me, do this, but I don't know how. And to me, I'm like, it's simple. What you mean?
Nah.
What you mean you don't know how? Like, you don't know how?
Nah.
And the whole time, like, and I felt so bad because I'm like, darn, because I'm on his behind, you know what I'm saying? I'm on his tail. And my stepdad shared it with me. And from that moment on, I think I looked at, I just had a whole, mind shift when it came to, how I was going to, parent or my parenting skills because I really honestly thought that the kid knew what to do. And they really, really did not.
Sure.
And it was the simplest thing, like you said, sweeping, washing the dishes, cleaning the bathroom, taking out the trash. Praying.
Simple things that we think is like, it's easy.
Easy.
It's
So
like,
parents, do not just automatically think that your kids know what to do because you think it's so simple. Like 1 + 1 does not always equal 2 in their brain. 1 + 1 might equal 2 to us, but to them, it might.
They might not even know the numbers.
Yeah, so that's just a
you
tip
feel
for
me?
parents. That's just a tip for parents. Do not always think that your kids understand what you want them to do. You might probably have to be more hands-on and like literally show them. Like that's just a tip real fast. Okay.
Right. So the game exchange is basically me taking a bunch of the different circles that I operate in and putting them all in one room. So I got a group of friends who I grew up with who all want to start businesses, who may not have had an LLC or know what an LLC is, or want to fix their credit and didn't even know what credit was.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Never went to college and don't plan on going to college, but they know you can make $1 million doing ABC without a degree. So it's like, let's put some people in the room who might have these skills and know where we come from and know that woman's in culture, because you can go get somebody that's a doctor at such and such and they don't know nothing about you. So the way they teaching you is like they think you just understand. The game exchange was a room based off of I got a group of Muslims. We text every morning. It's about 15 of us in a group message. We text, we pray, we go eat. You know what I mean? And it's like a safe space outside of the masjid to have raw conversation that still lead towards the deen, but that's not so judgmental. You know what I'm saying? So it's loose,
Yes.
but it's still deen
Yes.
impacted. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then I met a guy, Brother Sheikh Ali. He came home. He did 47 years in prison. He was a political prisoner, Black Panther.
He from Delaware?
He from Delaware, Riverside. And when he came home, I had a group called, I partnered with Dubar. And basically, we put this group together to get some data. And he was in there. He said, yo, I never seen nothing like this. I never even knew this kind of stuff existed. Whole time, it was our first time. And it was something that I wanted to do because I like just bringing people together. And Dubar had his own situation where he had to get some data for a play that he was running.
Right.
So we partnered. But then after I met Sheikh and he told me his story, he was basically like, yo, this is what's missing. And I got another 30, 40 people that's my age who I deal with who also want to be a part of this. So I ran another group. And out of that group, it was all 65 years old. I was the youngest person in there. They was asking me questions I had no knowledge of. It was just like, yo, I just wanted to bring us in. I wanted to get some game from y'all. And they was like, nah, we going to do this. And that came out Village of the Elders. He started his own nonprofit, his own platform, and that's still continuing to go. So then it was like, let's bring some of the elders in. Let's bring some of my guys from the streets, some of my guys from college, you know what I mean? And then it's just the men, my family, my dad, you know what I mean? And some of the OGs who I look up to, and then tell them to bring their OG or their little bro, you know what I mean? Or their son. And we all just exchange game.
The game exchange.
Yeah.
So my questions that I had, like you just basically answered them. Like what happens in this space? What type of men thrive here? You know, those were the questions that I had. What does brotherhood look like in this space? What are men missing that made you create this space? Like you just literally answered every question that I just had.
Men are always told to be tough or suck it up or get through it. And unless you got a group of brothers who've been through what you've been through, it's kind of hard to navigate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I realize that somebody has been in every position. Somebody been broke, somebody had some money, somebody, you get what I'm saying? Yep. So sometimes it's not like a shortcut, but just a pull-up, you know what I mean? Or, that don't work for us, you know what I mean? Somebody might just need a space to talk about the drama that they going through, child support, you know what I mean? Baby moms or just parenting.
So, do these men come, so the group, it's already started, right? Well, I know the game exchange started already.
Yeah.
But the group's already been in motion.
So they are different groups that's already in motion. Yeah. But the game exchange is something that we're gonna try to do like once a month.
Okay.
Or depending on what service you're looking for, we're gonna create other groups for that. So if you need help with credit or financial literacy or you know what I mean, if you got a kid who just need a mentor because you got single moms out here who raising boys and don't know what to do with them, send them to the game exchange. There's somebody that'll grab them and all positive. You know what I mean? We don't want no goofies in the game exchange.
For sure.
Everybody in there trying to elevate. We're not glorifying no trauma, nothing like that.
Yes. In these spaces, have there been some real personal, intimate moments with these men?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, like, no disrespect, but we got, like, what happens in the game exchange stays in the game exchange.
I don't want you to tell the personal business, but I just want you to give us, like, a little visual so we can see. You know what I mean? Paint us a little picture because this is dope. Like, this is decent. This is a decent movement. Do you hear? I'm going to have you reiterate it straight to the camera because you and your partners and your collabs and people who support you just created a whole movement that is so needed in the community. Like, men and mental health and therapy in a safe place. What?
Yeah, so it's basically like
in the side of religion.
Yeah,
in the side of religion.
Yeah, and it's not religious. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
like,
but it's in there though. You know what I mean? It's in there
because it's all walks in there. Everybody believe in something.
Yes.
So like we got some people who was recovering from years of using drugs. Some people who was facing opioid addiction. I got a guy who beefing in the streets and don't want to beef. You know what I mean? And it's like, before I walk around without my gun, you know what I mean, and go to jail. And I'd rather go to jail before I walk around without my gun and somebody kill me. So it's like we trying to do mediations in there where we bring in maybe his OG or, you know what I mean, somebody who he respect from the community with him and basically put them together and just make sure that it don't leave or, you know what I mean, it's a time and a place or, y'all can go to the center and box if need be, whatever it is, but we just got to create that safe environment where it's not just so let's go get it. So the first exchange I introduced with it, I call Plan Z, you know what I mean? And Plan Z was basically you got to go through every single course, every single turn, whatever you need to go through before you kill your brother. You feel me? Like Plan Z, getting your gun and going to kill that person.
That's the last
That's
resort.
the last
basically,
resort.
Basically.
You know what I mean? That's Plan Z. So that's basically the campaign that we pushing from out the game exchange, basically bringing everybody in and giving them an opportunity to say what's on their mind, but we not directly like coming at you and trying to taunt you or troll, as the young boys would say, but we basically giving you an opportunity to get what's on your chest off your chest. And we had it at a studio, so after the game exchange was over, we went upstairs and made a fire track. You get what I'm saying? So it's just bringing the community together. That's all. That's all I've been trying to doing.
That's what's up. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. I love this. I really, really do. Well, you got my support. If y'all ever need some females to come in and give some game to the men, you know, I got a village, I got a troop, and I got resources, you know what I mean? People who can assist with some of the things that you were mentioning, you know, LCs, credit restoration, you know what I mean? Even help with child support, mental health support with therapists. You might even need parenting, anything, you know what I mean? Because it's all about, you know what I mean? Once you open your mouth and you start talking, then...
I'm going to be honest with you. The men showed up, but the women is who made it happen. The women cooked the food. My mom, my wife cooked the food. My daughter was there helping with the decor, had some donations, some water bottles, and, you know what I mean, like just set up and all of this kind of stuff. And then I got some people reaching out like, hey, can we do one for the females? So it's a lot of females reaching out saying they needed a game exchange as well. They got some young teenage girls who they wanted to do the same thing with. So
okay, there we go.
I'm gonna need some leaders of the community from the female side, because I don't want to be solely in charge of that, but I do want to put that together, have that operating.
Yes,
you know what I mean, and
yes,
let
all the way
it
around,
let it
full
grow.
circle.
Yeah, so I still want to have all these opportunities created, and then one day we can bring them all in one room.
Yep. And it all starts with a conversation. It all starts with a conversation. It's all about timing and the right time. But like I said, it all starts with a conversation. We're going to make sure before the episode ends that we get the information again. So if anybody wants to be a part of it, anybody wants to donate, they have any type of services, they can do so. And they know how to find you. So, Gun, we've been talking about the Pause Reverse Drive, which is my 30-day rebuild campaign that I have for 2026. And it's all about, you know, moving with intention and not pressure, because people think, you know, when the new year hits, like, oh my goodness, they either feel like, I gotta get it together.
No, for sure.
Or, darn, it's another year and I still ain't this shit. You know what I mean? There's a couple of ways you could look at it, but that when that new year comes, it's always that time stamp, and people always, you know, new year, new me, right? So I put together the Pause Reverse Drive just to give people, you know, some grace, just so people can move with intention and not pressure, because we got to deal with some things internally before we can really get to our real purpose and passion, and it's more clear. We can move with more clarity. So has there been any moment like in your life where you had to pause? And pause is, this is where you just had to pause. And you might have answered it already.
We gonna chat. However, you know what I mean. We just keeping it going. So I don't know if I answered that specifically, but I pause on a regular. I shift. You know what I'm saying? Like they tell me I'm inconsistent because like I might have this going on, and if I'm not feeling it, I make this go on, but I realize that I always pause. I always stop. You know what I mean? And replant my feet, because sometimes life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? And things be happening, and I get overwhelmed sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I remember, like all right, I'll put it like this: I was just 280 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like over the last few years, I had to pause and change my diet and change the locations, what I was eating, where I was going. You know what I mean? Then I'm 225, and I'm gonna keep going with that. I don't want to be no skinny guy, but that pause and hold on, like my daughter said, I don't want no fat dad. You know what I mean? She didn't want me to come to school. That hit me. You know what I mean? I had the reality check. So, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm good. She like, yeah, I like that. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get a little better. Now it's time to tone up and you know what I mean? So it's been a thought messing with them. My kids, my boys, they make me pause all the time. I tell them, yo, I don't know everything. You know what I mean? We learning this stuff together. We growing up together. You know what I mean? So have some grace with me. I'm gonna have some grace with y'all, but run pressure on me because I'm gonna run pressure on y'all.
I like that. I like
Straight
that.
up.
I like that. Now, reverse. He paused. You said you pause a lot. And let's be clear, pause is not quitting. Pause is just really stopping for a second so you can take an assessment and you can take an inventory of what's going on and you can kind of figure out what you need to do to move forward so you can continue to like do the check marks and accomplish the goals and stay on green.
So, what was that? Not maybe about 2 years ago, almost not too long ago. I was living up by the PAL, up by PS, and them cribs up there. I hadn't seen a crib up there. It was for rent. 3-bedroom, basement, backyard. I'm on some family, man. I'm got all my kids living with me, but the bills was kicking my ass. I was on Image Time, trying to make sure that my whole family coming over for Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? We all there, and I'm feeling like that big guy. You know what I mean?
I'm the man.
I got my mom and dad
I'm
at the
big
table.
Gundi now.
Yeah, that's how I
I'm
was
big
trying.
Gun.
I'm like, Dad, you ain't never did this. Like, you feel me? I got my mom and dad at the
He probably
table.
said, Joker, go
Like, man,
ahead.
go ahead,
Joker.
dog. Yeah, you feel me? But he was proud of me, though. You feel
Right,
me? So
right.
he understood he like, that's what you got to do. That's on your heart. You do that.
Yes.
But I realized after a while, like it was cracking my head. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't save no money. I wasn't making no money. They wanted to go to basketball training, and it's like, bro, I ain't got $200 to be sending y'all, or you know what I mean? So it was stuff like that. Like, who am I doing this for? We got a
Right.
backyard. They never go in it. A basement. I'm the only one that go in the basement. It's like we don't need all this. So I had to take a step back, reverse, and ask my dad, like, yo, is it cool if I come there? You feel me? That was a pride thing for real, because our relationship go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to move in with him and go back under, that was like a real live. Like,
That was a pause and a
what?
reverse.
Oh,
That was
man.
a pause and a reverse.
But I had to take that on the chin, you know what I mean? So he allowed me to get my feet planted back up underneath of me.
But he
you
said,
know
come
what I
on,
mean?
son. Yeah, son.
It was more like, man, I'm coming back. Like, I ain't, you know what I mean? You know I don't want to call you with this. He like, man, you got a key. And that was really all he said. Like, he don't really, like I said, he don't really,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
like, you got a key. You know what I mean? We talked
Say
about it.
less.
But he didn't give me that, yeah, come on. So from the rip, I didn't go. I waited another 3-4 months. Like, yeah, I ain't going there. I'm gonna figure it out and turn off all the lights. And, you know what I mean? Like, remember electric, I went up to like, shot
Yeah.
real crazy.
Yep.
Like, man, my electric went to like $600. I'm on a payment plan. And they sending them yellow slips. But outside on the gram, you don't see that. That was one thing I had to learn with that mindset shift. You know what I mean? Never showing my hand as far as if I'm up, if I'm down. I done been the brokest ever, and people like, yo, let me hold something. And it's like, boy, if only they knew, you know what I mean? And the times when I'm the feeling the bummiest, I might really just made a nice situation happen or got a contract, and you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I don't move in
That
a
shit
sense
it don't
where
matter.
it don't matter.
It don't
You know what I
matter.
mean? I teach my kids that like materialistic things
Don't
can come
matter.
and go. You gotta have the character inside with or without any of that stuff.
A
So
jewel. That's a jewel.
you know what I mean? Like that's
Period.
something that I had to
Period.
reverse on and go back to dad's, and now I'm back out of there. I had to, you know what I mean, take my time and get out of
I
there.
like that. I like
But,
that.
yeah.
I like that. So what's drive look like now for you?
Just amplifying this ecosystem. The music, you know what I mean? I got a few artists that we pushing out this year. Making sure my kids stay focused and striving for their dreams and their goals. You know what I mean? Pushing this merch. I got some merch over here
Let's
for
get
you
the
as
merch.
well.
Let's see.
Yeah, I got some merch over
Let's
here
see.
for you. I can bring that over here, youngin?
Y'all, he got his boys in the studio with him today.
Yeah, so like that's the whole joint, just pushing the ecosystem.
So you got wait, you got merch.
Yeah.
With or without,
With or without
without
the
merch.
label, yeah.
Okay, because I see the kids got it on too. Come on over. Just come on over. I don't matter.
Don't hit nothing, don't break nothing.
They coming through. They coming through. The kids is coming through. That's the boys. Come sit down. Come over here with us. You can sit on that. Sit over there. Y'all want to sit over here? Come over here. They can sit here. This cool Watts.
This Cassier.
Wait, hold on. He gonna adjust the camera.
So basically, I'm gonna let
you.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead
They
and,
come with the merch.
You know what I mean?
Come bearing gifts.
Basically, you can go ahead and look through the bag, see what you like. You know what I mean? Everything might not be something that I know you got swag, you fashion model,
We
all
gonna
that
make
kind of
it
stuff.
happen.
So, you know what I mean? I know you got kids too, so you might
Yeah.
be able to get a youngin something.
Y'all, thank you. What you
I'm
say,
sorry.
what?
I got it.
They can't. I gotta stay. Got podcast rules, set rules. Y'all don't go too far from the mic. But
You shy?
we got the merch. It's some more. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hey. I get the. This is a goodie bag. I get to pick, or I'm taking orders.
All right, we gonna
I'ma
do more than
pick.
one
I'ma
episode,
pick.
so you can pick what you like, and then we can make something.
I'ma
I
pick.
want to make sure my man gets something too behind the camera.
What?
Yeah, I want to make
Big
sure Watts
Watts
gets
back
something
there. You
too,
gonna hook up
know what I mean?
Watts? Yo, they came with the merch.
That's for you for sure.
This for me for sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna take this because I ain't gonna be greedy. I'm gonna take this what they got for me for sure. Then I'm gonna put everything else back in the bag. But with or without, it's about a mindset. It's all about mindset.
sure.
Like that's one of the main pillars in the Rebuild Your Life journal and planner is mindset. It all starts with mindset. Regardless of what you're trying to do, it all starts with the mindset. That's like key, your mindset. It all starts here. So we got the merch. All right, so real fast, tell them again. Look dead into the camera. Hold on, let's wait till. Why you laughing?
They funny.
We should make the kids.
Go ahead. They
Make it
gonna
like the
they
kid.
gonna hold it down. Go ahead,
So
you wanna
hold
it down?
on.
He gonna do
Can
it.
you hear him, Watts? Can you hear him? Because the microphone ain't over there. Can you hear him? Let's hear from the boys. Y'all nervous?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not nervous. I just you gotta ask a question.
I am. I'm gonna figure out what I want to ask y'all. So how old are you? 15.
50.
Both of y'all 15. How many months apart are they?
September, November.
Period. When they came in, I was like, they twins, because y'all look like twins, but darn near.
Yeah.
Darn near.
Yeah,
But
they're my kids, but they
It's
just they the
cool.
little
But it's
bros.
cool having a brother like your same age, right?
A little bit.
It's like your best friend.
Sometimes.
Sometimes he stress you out. Can we? He said his brother. Can we hear him once? How your brother stress you out?
It'd be just little things. Like, I really don't know how to explain it.
Pass that mic over here. It's okay. Y'all, this is Steeltoes to Stilettos, raw and uncut.
Go ahead. He said he rather him answer the question.
You want him to answer the question?
You said he stressed you out. He didn't say you stressed. But
Okay, yeah.
keep it tight though. You know we feel me.
Okay. We good.
So like he be stressing me out because like it be just little things like him taking way too long in the bathroom when we already late for school. Like, he be taking like 40 to 45 to an hour in the bathroom.
Oh, he like a girl.
Yeah.
He take time. He take long. He looking at me like,
Yeah.
you gonna really say that though? You gonna really say that though?
Yeah. No, they know this stuff that we talk about at the crib all the time.
Right,
So
right.
because it's on camera, they don't know. You know what I mean? Their friends gonna see this. You know what I mean? You know they got their image to protect and all that.
Listen,
but
turn up, y'all. Like,
I mean, we
pop
good.
your shit.
It's the
Pop. Listen, pop your. Y'all friends gonna see it. Pop your stuff.
He wants you to ask him a question though. This what he really like.
Oh, this is your lane.
Yeah.
This your lane. So, what's your name?
Kasir.
Kasir. And Kasir, you 15. Who's the oldest? You?
Not me.
Oh, you the oldest? Okay, so you've been rolling with your dad with or without mindset, right?
Yes.
So tell me something that you have learned from, being a part of the whole movement and rolling with your dad and seeing him work and, do the whole transformation.
I mean, it was just like a perfect fit to my life in a way where it was like, all right, so when I was growing up and like elementary school, like early elementary school, like pre-K through second grade, had a lot of friends. Like I had like 10, and they were very close to me. They still is close to me. I talk to them like on some basis, probably like every week, check up on them, see how they doing. But they was real close to me, and they even him, he was close to me too. But he didn't go to my school at
Right.
the time, so that was like my dogs. Feel me? But it was like that. Sometimes I felt like they were using me, but I didn't know that because I was blinded. I was like I didn't know they was connected to me. Still, they is connected to me, but I had to grow up and realize that some of them was just coming around for certain things. Like someone was using me as like a resource to get away from their environment, and I had to realize that like what I had was special, and a lot of people didn't have that.
And what was that?
And that's like a dad.
Period.
Damn, that's hard.
So,
Yeah, I like you. That he almost got me.
Darn.
For
so yeah.
real.
So,
Oh, I love that. A dad. Oh, man.
yeah, but now, like, 8th grade was a reality check where I was like, I was by myself a lot. I had a right hand. This was when he didn't go to my school either. But we go to the same school now.
Okay.
But I had a right hand. His name, Leon. He lived down in Houston now. But
Okay.
He was like close to me, but even when he was like how close he was, I always felt like I was by myself because like I was in all honors classes. Like I didn't see him, I only saw him at lunch and stuff. So it was like a time where I could just focus on me without distractions because it was like if I get in trouble, it was on me. It wasn't nobody that was making me laugh or trying to rage bait me,
Right.
or wanted to see me do good and see me do bad in the class or stuff like that. So that's when I realized that I was really being myself, and end up that I was good at talking, like now, and like I was by myself that whole year. Well, not by myself. I felt like I was by myself, but that whole year like is when I opened my reselling business and like became a young entrepreneur and started like opening new lanes for myself that I didn't know I was good at.
Boy, how old are you again? You got old souls. What the heck?
Yeah. So,
It's like I'm talking to a grown man. It's like I'm talking to a grown man. Period.
but yeah, I used that year as a year I made honor roll, like 3 out of 4 marketing periods that year, and I got I got rewards for walking the stage and stuff. So it was like a locking year, and I really needed that. So yeah.
I feel like I want to do an interview with you about yourself now because I have like more questions. Like you were just intriguing me to ask you more questions because you so young, but you are very intellectual and you feel like you are wiser beyond your years. So you just making me just want to dive deeper into like, it was like in 8th grade, I was alone, but something like what you did in 8th grade, a lot of people don't do until they are like grown adults. You know what I'm saying? Like really being woke and conscious enough to look outside, like take themselves outside of themselves and look and be like, and realize what's going on. So it was like, he had his own pause moment.
Few of them.
He had his own pause reverse moment, reverse
sure.
drive.
Yeah, I had a lot of those. I had a lot of those. Like when I was living with my grandma back in like 5th grade, I was like chubby. I was real like.
You was
like,
chubby
fat.
too?
Yeah, I was fat. Not chubby. I was like fat. But like I came to live with my dad 6th grade. I was still like chubby, but I felt like motivation for my brother. Him coming down here for like 6th grade summer, going into 7th grade. I lost like 40 pounds that summer, and that's when I started feeling myself and understanding myself.
Did you-
into 7th grade?
Did you feel like you was going through like a time when you were 7th, 8th grade, trying to identify and figure out who you were?
No, that was the year where I found myself and knew exactly who I was and what I wanted to do. That's when I realized that I'm good at talking and I want to be a sneaker reseller because I used to watch a lot of videos. So that was it. When he was around, that like opened my mindset and realized that I started playing basketball that year. That was my first year ever playing basketball for school and stuff. But like He was a motivation.
Oh, period, period. So your brother kind of helped you when your brother came and y'all connected. That kind of also helped you shift into who you really, your full potential.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Every single time he come around, it's like a battery in my back to become better.
For
'Cause,
real?
like, it's big bro type energy. So
He big
know,
bro,
comp-
but you think
competition,
people
yeah.
think he little brother.
yeah.
Cause he's taller.
Yeah.
So I use him like, well, I don't use him, but I see him as like my partner. But like behind closed door, he like competition, like to get better. Like he the type dude that would make you want to do 50 push-ups that night.
Iron sharp iron.
Yeah.
You know your brother felt that way about you.
Mhm.
You do. How that make you feel?
Make me feel good.
It make you feel good.
Yeah, like if I'm the type of person to make him want to do 50 push-ups, and then just seeing my dad just already doing 50 push-ups, it's gonna make me want to do 100. Try to compare with them,
Right.
so I don't feel left out or left behind. Guys all stay on the same page.
Oh, you got a good game here, Gun.
Man,
You got a good game
I ain't know
here.
they was gonna do all this. They got me like, yo.
Yeah, like, yo, this was like, I love this for y'all.
Word.
Like, I do. I got 1,000 more questions, but I think we gotta go. But listen, you ever want to come back on here and finish talking? You can. Both of y'all.
Okay.
Both of y'all. I want to hear some more of your story. You said you a sneaker reseller. You like to talk, and I feel like you got so much more in store. You got so much potential, and I feel like both of y'all together, like y'all can do some big, major things. And I mean, you got your dad, you got your pop. Like, one thing about your pop, first and foremost, that dude don't stop. I don't care how many times he get knocked down, he getting the hell back up. And you gotta respect it. Like, you gotta respect it. He getting back up. And I feel like talking to you and listening to your sons, and then, of course I know your mom. Your mom is a legend around here.
She told me to tell you hi, so I just hung up for her.
She did. I'll tell her I said hi. Tell her I thoroughly enjoyed your babies today, okay? I thoroughly enjoyed them. They were a blessing to, the Steeltoes to Stilettos couch. But yeah, like, I see it's trickling down. It's trickling down. All greatness through all of y'all. Don't let nobody trick y'all out y'all spot. Don't let nobody tell y'all what y'all can do. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, and y'all can do it now, like right now, like period, like right now, like. So, Kasir,
Yes.
so look into the camera and tell everybody how they can get down with the game exchange.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
So that wasn't an event that I missed because I had a basketball game. Right? Yeah. Well, the game exchange that I missed because I had a basketball game, but I wanted to go to so bad, was like what my mindset was on it was to connect to people. Basically, people that been in your position already that can tell you their mistakes and you can go a different route. So my perspective, if I would have went, my whole perspective was to get as much information about not even reselling, about the mindset of the consistency on what is going on, like of waking up not wanting to do it, but knowing you still got to do it, knowing I don't have to resell at all if I don't want to, but I wanted to, and that's something that I'm going to do and continue to do as I get older. So I just want to learn now, gather as much resources as I can.
Give them some information so that they can come to the next one. We don't have a date, but
Okay.
Instagram, phone number.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. You can contact my dad at 302-898-1106. I don't know his Gmail. But yeah.
What's the Instagram?
Instagram, Gun Love, or you can with or without, or you can text with or without the label, or you can text me
Period.
and I let him know, which is with or without here. So, yeah.
You got any wrap up words you want to leave with? You cool?
He's a freshman. He's gonna be on the Concord basketball team, starting varsity. He had a transfer, so he didn't get to play the first half of the year. But next couple weeks, he'll be on the
He
court.
gonna be on varsity? Freshman on varsity?
Yes.
Okay, say your name loud so we can listen out for it.
My name is Ahmad Settler.
Ahmad Sutler.
Yes.
Ahmad Sutler, y'all heard that he just transferred into Concord. He's a freshman. He's going to be starting on the varsity team. So y'all must know he can. Y'all must know he can play. Must got some game. But we're gonna check you out. We're gonna be looking for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Gun.
Yes.
Anything else you want to leave us with?
Nah, they turned
They
did
turned
their
us
thing
up.
for me.
Yes, they
closed it
turned
out
us
right.
up.
They closed it out right.
Like so. Again, y'all, this was an amazing episode. I'm feeling like so good right now. You know, the love in the studio. You know, it was a great day, great afternoon. I'm proud of you, Gun.
Thank you.
I want keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. All I've been hearing lately is this consistency. So I'm gonna just pass those words on to you. Consistency, and things will line up. 2026, it's all intention, no pressure.
For
If
sure.
we got to pause, we gonna pause. If we got to reverse, we gonna reverse. And we not, holding ourselves. We not coming down on ourselves. If that's what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we living in our true selves. We being authentic, and that's what it is. We lacing up our boots and we putting on our hard hat. It's Cheris Monique. It's still the 30 Days of Rebuild. Make sure you go ahead to that website, subscribe, www.IamCherisMonique.com. And just look forward to more real stories with real people. And if you want to get on the couch, if you got a real story and you ain't scared to tell it, just hit the link in the bio. It's Cheris Monique and the boys, and we out.